My name is Angela. I'm a mental health therapist, and today I want to talk about optimism. You know, that beautiful trait where we believe that everything's going to work out, and because of that, we can harness wonderful relationships with other people, and we can achieve our goals because ultimately is going to work out for us. Or, that useless trait for suckers who are just going to be taken advantage of and be disappointed and let down and just become resentful anyways. And to those opposing views of optimism, I say, yeah, yeah, both can be true, unfortunately. See, we can have a rather complicated relationship with optimism in that there are definite important benefits, and there can also be some pretty significant pitfalls. So today, I'm going to be using Timothy Chalamet's version of Willy Wonka to actually explore those, to look at how optimism can both benefit us, or we need to be cautious about certain pitfalls when it comes to our relationship with others, our relationship with ourselves, and our ability to get things done. So without further ado, quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that, reverse it. Yes, I had to do it. I'm sorry, it had to be done. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about relationships. First, relationships with others. What are the benefits of seeing other people in an optimistic light? Well, number one, when you see the best in others, you tend to treat people with more respect, with more dignity, and with more kindness and compassion. And shockingly, people tend to respond very well to that. Also, if you're a positive person, positivity can be very contagious. It's more fun to be around. And so, add that with treating people with respect, odds are you're going to get more people to like you, to support you. And we see that. We see that throughout Wonka. We see how he easily wins over the crowds just by being his optimistic self. Oh, by the way, heads up, there might be some spoilers. In fact, there will definitely be spoilers for Wonka. So if you haven't seen it, if we look at Wonka, he is exceptionally an optimistic person. I mean, his first song is a hat full of dreams. He's looking at the world as this beautiful place. Even as he's losing money, the world is this beautiful place. He treats everybody with respect, with kindness. And for the most part, people, whether it's potential customers or Noodle or anybody who got trapped in the laundromat. And he makes friends easily. People relate to him. People are drawn to him. They're drawn to that optimism. They're drawn to that kindness. So again, when you tend to be positive, when you tend to be kind towards others, of course, you're going to attract more people, which can allow them to build stronger friendships. And in fact, those friendships end up helping him throughout the movie. So that's one great thing with optimism. The pitfall, though, especially if you tend to see people consistently in a positive light and only see the best in other people, we might not always see the red flags. And what happens then? Then we can get taken advantage of because unfortunately, not everybody has good intentions. Let's say not everybody wants the best for us. And there are some people in this world, as we all know, who will take advantage, who can be abusive. And again, throughout the movie, we see that. We see that with Scrubbits. We see that with the chocolate cartel. And that can lead to getting in trouble, right? He ends up getting taken advantage of by the Scrubbits. He gets significantly screwed over. He gets screwed over quite a bit from the chocolate cartel. In fact, even Lofty smacks him in the head with a frying pan, and he should have totally seen that coming. But because he only sees the good and he takes people at face value, the negative gets neglected. So what do? How can we prevent ourselves from being taken advantage of while still maintaining a more optimistic view of the world? We don't want to see everybody as a potential enemy. The majority of people do not have bad intentions. Some might have selfish intentions. The majority don't have bad intentions. What we don't want to do is be overly cautious because, well, that creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I don't trust them the second they do something that can annoy me. I destroy a relationship that could have easily been resolved with a discussion. On the other hand, you don't want to just trust everybody who comes your way. Yes, I see the good, but if I have a gut feeling, if I'm noticing something's off, instead of ignoring that, maybe I need to listen to that and say, like, wait, I'm feeling uncomfortable with this person. There's a reason for it, and not blow that off completely. Do their words match their actions? The other piece is to look at our boundaries. If we feel that somebody is crossing those boundaries, they're not respecting what we're saying, they're not respecting what we're comfortable with, then that's also a sign that maybe this is not somebody that should be trusted implicitly. So to review, do their words match their actions? Are they somebody who respects our boundaries? And if we're feeling uncomfortable, well, let's explore why. Is it something that they're doing that maybe isn't respecting our boundaries, that is offending us? And is this something that needs to be addressed? So it's okay to see the positive in people. And in seeing the positive in people, for sure, people are attracted to that and they're going to respond well to that. On the other hand, let's not turn a blind eye to the negative, and let's make sure that we're also paying attention to, well, are they trying to take advantage of us? Sounds fair? Now, let's move on to optimism in terms of our relationship with ourselves and our ability to get things done. Yes, I combined the two because they kind of work hand in hand. I'm going to say something that's probably kind of obvious, but I guess it needs to be said anyways. If I'm an optimistic person, then my worldview is that things are going to work out. And because I have this worldview that things are going to work out, should I encounter an obstacle, I'm not going to see it for the most part as, oh, that's it. This is the end of the line. I can't, I'm not capable. I'm just going to see it as something I need to overcome, which we see Wonka do repeatedly, like over and over. He gets screwed over by the landlord and he's stuck in the laundromat. And what does he do? He finds an ingenious way to make a new contraption and he's able to get out. He finds out that, oh, I can't sell chocolate just willy-nilly. I have to have a shop. Well, with the help of his friends that he's made through his optimism, he finds a way to overcome that and to go through, the sewer lines and still do the thing he needs to do to get the money so that he can have his shop. He consistently keeps trying. He consistently finds solutions. That's part of the optimistic mindset. And when we're able to overcome adversity, when we're able to find solutions, when we are able to use our creativity to invent and we see ourselves succeed, what ends up happening is, of course, we develop a stronger sense of self, a stronger sense of self-esteem. And all this is made easier when we have an optimistic view, when we're like, no, no matter what, it's going to work out. The pitfall, however, is when we set our expectations so high and we're so convinced that it's always going to work out and people are always on our side and our hopes are, we're going to get what we want and we're going to get it right away or the way we want it, exactly how we want it. And that doesn't come to pass, regardless of how hard we worked, regardless of all the adversity and all the things we had to overcome. Well, that's when our sense of self comes crushing down. That's when our self-worth takes a plummet if we're stuck with an overly optimistic point of view, because suddenly that we had this view and it's just been proven wrong and it can create almost like an existential crisis. Like, oh my gosh, everything I believed was wrong. And that can send us to quite the pit of despair, which again, we see in Wonka when his chocolate shop is completely destroyed because it's been sabotaged. And because his mom told him, a dream is just the beginning of a wish. And I'm totally butchering that. But essentially, she told him how the dream is a starting point to making your wish a reality. That didn't happen or it got completely ruined. In that moment, changed his point of view. And he started, stupid dreams and he was ready to give up and just completely give up on chocolate, especially if it meant helping other people to his detriment. And that's the thing that can happen. We can become a little more jaded, a little darker. So how do you protect yourself from that? What do you do? It's all about balance. It's always about balance. The answer is balance. Trust people, but keep your eyes open. Have dreams. Have that mentality of I will overcome and I will find solutions. And also understand that sometimes that's not going to happen or it's not going to happen exactly how you want it to. And you might have to take a step back or reevaluate and decide, is this really what I want? Are there other ways? Can I ask for help? And be kind to yourself and compassionate to yourself, because sometimes we're going to be disappointed. And when we're optimistic, there's a tendency to dismiss that and ignore the fact that sometimes we feel painful things. The way to protect yourself is to say, like, I'm trying these things and I'm hoping it can work out. I'm also open to the fact that maybe it won't. And let's look at why it didn't so that I could learn from it. I can grow, feel the disappointment, feel the discouragement, and yet still move past it. So to conclude everything, in terms of optimism, how does it help our relationship with ourselves? Again, like with Willy Wonka, if you see the good in people, and because of that, you treat people with kindness, compassion, and you see the positivity, that's very contagious. It's very attractive. And most likely, you're going to have people want to be with you and want to spend time with you. On the other hand, understand that not everybody has your best interest at heart, and don't ignore the red flags. Don't ignore the gut feeling. See, do their words match their actions? Are they crossing boundaries? Similarly, in terms of going out and getting the things you want to get and how you see yourself, don't ignore the parts of you that are struggling. Don't ignore possible shortcomings or only be like, this is the only way I can get it and I'm going to get it and I'm going to keep at it. Give yourself the space to feel bad, to be discouraged, and to examine, okay, what's actually happening? Why is this not working? Or why are certain things not working out for me? And so long as you continue to bring that balance, that's how you can still have that optimism, take advantage of that optimism, and at the same time, also feel more grounded and protect yourself against just being overly optimistic to a point of naivete and just a point of lying to yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what your experiences have been in terms of optimism, in terms of how it's helped you, how it's hurt you, what you've seen in Willy Wonka or other character, or if there's anybody else you'd want me to react to, put it in the comments below, and I look forward to next time. Bye.